into game number 1. Welcome everybody. And we have spawning in the bottom left hand side of the corner. He is Solar. And in the top right in the red, we have Terran royalty here, guys. He is Innovation. Honestly, we're just in the presence of royals in this game, guys. Two top Korean players facing each other on this beautiful Monday. Morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. 10 p.m. in Korea. So we have our openings for both of these players. We're going to see something very standard from Innovation. Actually, no second gas here, which... yeah, let's call in the array of standard openers. But yeah, we've seen a lot of like double gas kind of situation from Terran, but not this time, folks. Not from Mino. We have hatch first for Solar as well. Now taking the spawning pool and gas. Safe openers for these first map, and actually Solar just being very diligent with the scouting over here with the Overlord, even going to the side a little. Obviously to avoid any unforeseen perils that might happen, but in this case, it's all good. It's all good. No proxy, Solar, it's okay. Take a deep breath. Now our Terran player going for the expansion. And we're going to see a Reaper opener over here. Actually pretty safe there with a Marine after the Reaper. Putting any damage there that might be done by the first 4 Sterlings. Which are actually on the way at this point. Solar is pretty much set up for this. With the micro there, he actually manages to take 1 worker, which is a nice little victory there for the Terran. Even scouting that 3rd base location, which is already on the way. But I know has to get into that that main base if he wants to check for gas timings. But there's not much to see here at this point. It's a very standard opener from Solar. The Queen in hot pursuit. You would not take my children. Starport on the way, and we're gonna see a Hellion opener from our Terran. Going for that very quick 3rd command center follow-up. Metabolic boost halfway done. You're gonna see Speedlings real soon. Solar just starting with that creep spread. This 3rd base is quite a bit far off, so we do need to have some connection there with the creep in order to get units there as fast as possible. We already have some Hellions on the way as well, which we'll probably try to sneak into that main base location. Now arriving at the creep. Queen's well positioned, however, by Solar there. Great coverage between both of the ramps. It's going to be a tight defense from the Zerg. I don't think Innovation will be able to just waltz in. Probably the 3rd base would be a much more attainable goal at this point. Queen's fighting off creep. What are you doing? Quite irresponsible mothering there. We're going to see a Cloak Banshee follow-up, which is definitely going to help with the harassment there, especially to try to get into the Mineral Alliance, which has been difficult for the Hellions at this point. But Innovation wants to go in for some kills. More Hellions coming in on the way. This is probably going to help the harassment of that 3rd base. Creep is still a little bit shy outside, so There is an opportunity here, and now Solar coming in with the queens as well. Really nice coverage there by the Zerg. Grenades are not deterrent enough at this point. But this is probably what Innovation is riding on right now. Definitely the Banshees had way more opportunity of getting in there and swinging through the mineral lines, but now they're revealed thanks to the nice scouting there from Solar with the Lings. And here we come at the reaction time. Spot on with the Overseer. Once again, Solar is sealed tight at this point. There's no damage that Innovation has been able to do. Free spread definitely helping over there. Stim is almost done. We have +1/+1 as well on the way. A little bit of a delayed kind of upgrades here because of the mech units for the opener. But still good, still a nice time. Innovation not losing much either, so kind of a pretty even game at this point, but definitely you would want to do a little bit more damage to the Zerg economy before before it explodes out of control, as many of us would know by now. Yeah, Bailings also on the way. Speed Bailings are actually pretty close as well. So this is a nice timing that Solar is hitting here. We might see an attack coming in the next minute. Okay, so this is try number 3, guys. Innovation now going for the double medevac drop. Let's see if he can do a little bit more with this. But I love what Solar is doing here with the creep, with the Zerglings. And he's actually going to be able to manage to get a little bit of a read on this. And now Innovation opting to clear some creep, which I think is the right thing to do. But he's actually going for a multi-prong assault here. 4th phase is not yet done, so definitely not a great engagement to take, but also the Banshees here. So really nice setup over here from Innovation. I mean, he couldn't do anything with the units individually, but now in a combination of multi-prong assault, definitely more effective. Saving one of the Banshees, sadly losing one of them, which is not optimal. But still, this push looks pretty strong at this point, especially because we do have now the presence of an armory, which means that we have Hellbats available for the Terran. So let's see how the micro here works for both of these players. So we're trying to find a nice angle of engagement here, but just not quite getting it. This is a really tight choke point for the amount of units that he wants to just roll in with. And Innovation just stimming back so nicely, pushing in the mech units first, trying to buffer all of that damage. Now he has to run away a little bit, especially to look for the security of the tank fire. But this is a really nice flank here from Solar, actually going through the back with the Zerglings. Really nicely handled here by the Zerg. Just Terran not being able to do the damage that is required. Banshee swinging by again, trying to get that spawning pool. And it would be a nice pick off there, but there is detection, and the Queen was more than ready to do its job. More units rolling in for Innovation. I mean, rotating at this point wouldn't necessarily be that great of a deal because there's less creep at the top, so definitely he wants to engage there. But just Solar has done a pretty good job at this point defending absolutely everything, actually taking now a 5th base. And I mean, he hasn't been able to hurt the Terran economy either, but he's in a really good spot. I mean, Terran would love, I think, to have the Zerg in a deficit of bases, but now it hasn't been possible. Once again, Innovation stimming forward. The Banelings are doing too much, and now we see a huge run by here by Solar. Let's see if he's able to do some damage. He goes off, and he actually going to pick up this tank, which is really nice over there. This ramp is open, but there are some units already on the way. More units rolling in. And this base seems like it's gonna hold. The cleanup kind of seems nice, but Solar has to be careful here with the tank firepower. But I think this hatchery is still well off. Not being able to be mined from, but at least it hasn't fallen. Now we might see an opportunity there. The tank's definitely helping here with the firepower. Solar rolling in, and now he's actually able to connect with some of the tanks here, but he's losing a lot of units. Not sure if great trade at that point. And actually not being able to do much on the other side of the map, which is also not great. The hatchery, guys, the hatchery still stands. Solar defending with everything he's got, but innovation is just streaming all the reinforcements forward. He wants a foothold on this position. He definitely wants that hatchery. Five more banelings on the way. We have also 14 zerglings as well in production. And finally the hatchery falls. I think Solar is better off just retreating from this position. Probably trying to take this space would be fairly nice as well. Just continues to trade, and innovation just moving forward, leapfrogging some of his tanks over there. And now these splits are going to be very important here, and the banelings not being able to connect. This is very positive for the Terran at this point. He does have a nice hold on this ramp, and now has the high ground advantage there with the tank. Oh, but now the banelings with the multiple flanks over here rolling forward and actually managing to connect with a lot of the bio here, but now we only stand with Hydras. The army supply is dwindling a little bit for the Zerg, 54 to 93, and I think innovation is smelling blood in the water here. He actually stems forward against all of the banelings. Nice target fires there from the Terran. He continues to patter through all the Zerg units, and now probably this is going to be a nice little breathing room for Solar, actually managing to fend off the remainders of the units from the Terran, but there are more tanks streaming in. So this is not over from innovation. Now probably thinking about rotating the flank, and that's what he's actually going to do at this point, fighting off some of the creep that will definitely help for future battles there, and actually leaving some little changelings there. Solar doesn't want other people's marines, so he puts his own marines down. Okay, so now the 5th base definitely in a lot of trouble here. He's actually going to lose it, and we do have lurker support over here, but the tank production by innovation, just an overwhelming Terran to deal with overall. So now, once again, innovation rotating. He knows he got the hatchery. Now he can go and stem forward somewhere else. We have all the tanks in position. We do have some Viper ducts there, which will definitely going to help break the siege line. But, I mean, innovation just so confident there with the amount of bio that he's stemming forward. Now he once again scans, and he does see the position for the lurkers, which definitely really nice scan there. Just the star sense of this player. Now sort of trying to set up all the lurkers in innovation's face, but innovation just so strong, and GG. The Terran takes game number 1. Guys, we are now 1-0 in this best of 11. Innovation just taking that game so convincingly. Thanks to all the people who are there in chat. Void Fantasy, Tech. The size matters. Of course, the size of your army does matter, for sure. Especially in StarCraft, guys. More stuff beats less stuff. Okay, guys, here we are. We are ready for game number 2. Quick and easy, guys. This is gonna be a back-to-back battle of the slapping across the face. Innovation leading already this series 1-0. So I know still with the possibility of taking that perfect win. The White Rhino of the best of 11. Let's see if that ever happens. But we are in game number 2, and we have spawning in the bottom left-hand side of the map. He is in the blue. The Zerg Solar. And in the red, we have our Terran. is innovation. I guess at this point, as a Zerg, you might be thinking about a 12 pool. But I don't think we're gonna see that anytime soon. I think the time of shenanigans is probably around Game 4, Game 5. Because remember, all maps are played here. All maps or all games. $20 per map. So already innovation with $20 US in the bag. So we're gonna have, once again, very standard opener, gas after barracks. Hatch first as well for Solar. So still no one opting for, let's say, more aggressive strategies at this point. I think innovation feels very confident for where he is right now. And he's actually going to go for an SCV scout over here, which I think is very appropriate at this point. Especially being down one map. Switching things up is definitely a possibility. So the Terran definitely wanted to keep safe. Just make sure the timings are right. We have the worker transfer there from Solar, and now innovation knows that he's safe, at least in the meantime. Queen's already on the way, but this Reaper is gonna hit at a really nice timing over there. He managed to get the worker this time, and he actually does. That's why drones don't get unionized, guys. And we're going to see a very fast third TC from innovation, actually. Even before the factory is done. So this is pretty standard at this point. Especially with like really safe openings. There's no danger of a two-base kind of all-in situation, so at this point, innovation knows he can get away with the third command center. And we are going to see, once again, that Hellion opener. But I mean, Solar has been able to manage the harassment really nicely, actually avoiding a lot of the initial perils that Zergs face against Terran. So definitely not worried about him at this point from that point of view, but I think the follow-up is the one that's definitely giving him some trouble. He hasn't been able to really do much on the other side of the map, which I think has definitely hurt Solar's chances at this point. Overlord's already spread pretty nicely, anticipating probably some sort of drop. Now we have innovation crossing the map. Gonna go look for that damage. Overlord Scout coming in. Honestly, not much to see here. We actually have a Liberator in production, but we also have Cloak on the way. Nice little cheeky move over there. There is Cloak cancelled. The diversion is complete. The mind games have been set. And Innovation is going to go for harassment right now. He's actually probably going to be avoiding the range of this Overlord, so this is going to hit real hard. Multi-pronged assault already gunning down for that natural base location. Nice coverage there from Solar, but this is where the real damage is expected. And actually, Innovation is going to see the layer timing as well, which is pretty important at this point. Oh, the Just the denial of the mining time. So strong right now. Third base already being taken by the Terran, so we're gonna see some saturation coming in real soon, but just the presence of this huge squad of Hellions is definitely deterring Solar from trying to take a fourth, and also just dealing with this Liberator has been so annoying right now. The Spore Crawler makes it 2 seconds too late. Innovation managing to save that Liberator once again. Definitely the Terran satisfied with his job. We're going to have Stim already complete. +1/+1 coming in as well. Double medevac production. So definitely Innovation preparing for the follow-up push, which has definitely been quite strong at this point, giving Solar a really hard time dealing with it. And this is something that is quite amazing as a spectator and as a caster, just seeing the nuance in every single decision and how hitting every target at the right time and the mind games that ensue in this game are just absolutely insane. Once again, Innovation trying to swing by, trying to find some damage there, but now we have a decently sizable army over here, but this is where the firepower comes. Oh, but this is a nice round there from Innovation. Just Solar completely crushing that army with a really nice round. And now sniping a lot of these Hellions. So suddenly the tides have definitely turned for the Zerg player. Innovation trying to save the tanks, but he actually loses the entirety of the first push. Solar was definitely expecting this. Marines streaming in, but definitely the first push did a lot more in the first game than it did now. And we are going to actually see Mutas in the mix, so I think this could be a nice change of pace for Solar, definitely giving him a lot more mobility around the map and even allowing him to do some harassment while the attacks are happening. And he's actually going to try to cut off some of the reinforcements, but there's no reinforcement line at this point for Innovation. Innovation trying to keep it safe at this point. +2/+2 is still on the way. Still a little bit far off. So definitely not that comfortable of a time to attack. And now Solar trying to go once again for a run by it, but normally Innovation is pretty much well covered in its bases for run by. So not much opportunity to do anything here, but I think the Mutas could be the game changers. Maybe trying to go in for a swing at the main base. Ooh, but he actually manages to lose a lot of them against this Bioforce over here. So Solar being a little bit careless with those. Innovation taking the opportunity to take a fourth base. Trying to not fall behind economically. I mean, he is kind of in an okay position at this point. Solar does have an active fifth base. But still, not too far off. Not a worrisome difference at this point. The Muta's trying once again to swing by it, but still, there's a lot of bio present in the map, so definitely Innovation does not want those Mutas to just go around uncontested in the map, but the main army is also here. So Innovation is going to try to flee from this location. This planetary fortress is already up, but there's a command center that is very exposed right now. But we do have the support of Thors and some Widow Mines as well. So definitely we're going to see a lot more mech into the mix, actually getting those armory upgrades already. So this is a really nice transition from Innovation. Also trying to keep up with the technology here from Solar. Definitely pretty smooth at this point. It's actually going to snipe quite a bit of Banelings right now, actually forcing a Solar to cancel a lot of those morphs. Once again, the armies clash. There is also another clash on the other side of the map. The Muta's just not being able to get that damage done. Now Baneling's rolling in, trying to connect. Rise connections there, but there's still Widow Mines to deal with. And I think Innovation has done a pretty nice job there splitting against this army and actually buffering a lot of the damage that was coming in from the Banelings. And now at this point, Solar actually managing to connect, but once again triggering one of the Widow Mines. And we do have a lot of reinforcements streaming in on this base location. So Solar, once again, under a lot of pressure. There we go, GG is called, and Innovation takes game number 2. Will the Terran go for the perfect win? I mean, guys, $300 to $20 a map? There's a difference there, guys. There's a difference. Do the math. I'm not gonna do it for you. I'm not gonna do the math for you guys. You have to do it yourselves. Just like everything in StarCraft. And we are about to hop into the third map of this best of 11. Still a lot more StarCraft to go. We're all just regular people in chat. Yeah. I still feel new, Sushi, honestly. I still feel like a newbie. Probably I always will. Guys, we're about to hop into game number 3. This is Innovation versus Solar. This is best of 11. Ultimate battles. And here we go, spawning in the top left-hand side of Lightshade. He is the Blue Zerg Solar. And spawning in the bottom right, leading 2-0, is Innovation. And the music intensifies. Solar once again going for that hatch first opener. Definitely the Zerg under a lot of pressure at this point. There's still quite a few maps to go, but this is that time where you kind of start thinking about switching gears, adjusting the sails of this wrecked ship we call being down 2-0, but it's okay. There's still time, and both of these players are absolutely amazing. Barracks going down, and that annoying Reaper is already on the way. Once again, Solar taking that proxy sniping route. Still nothing. Still just darkness and fog of war. Reaper coming in once again for Innovation. This is gonna hit just in the right time, but there is a ledge over here, so there might be a little bit more of action with this Reaper. There are definitely way more spots to go around. Really nice save there from Solar. This time not losing that worker. Still a possibility that Innovation might swing by again though. Once again, third hatchery already on the way. Pretty strong opener right now from Innovation, definitely giving him a lot of options in terms of harassment, in terms of attack. I think that mind game with the cloak research in that last game definitely gave Innovation an edge. And I do think something that is lacking right now in terms of what Solar has been doing is probably the ability to do damage on the other side of the map. A lot of the run-bys have not been that effective, and that can definitely be a problem for the Zerg, especially with a Terran such as Innovation, who has been able to just do so much damage early on. This time actually going for a Viking, so we're going to see a little bit of more Overlord hunting. This is quite a spread out map in terms of the base disposition, so a lot of Overlords are definitely going to be flying by. So this is a nice option there from Innovation, definitely attacking more of the supply cap of his opponent. Solar also doing his scouting rounds. He's been doing quite a decent job there defending the Hellions. They normally don't find much damage unless it's a creep tumor or something like that, but not getting to the barbecue, to the real barbecue style. And so the Overlord hunt begins, and Solar is definitely gonna have to save a few of his Overlords and just keep them tucked into his base. Which I think is the right call at this point. I mean, he does have them in nice spotting locations for drops. Still, the Viking could find a decent amount of damage, and Innovation has proven to be very diligent with all the units that he has in the map. So they're trying to block him there with the Zerlings, doing a kind of okay job, but now we do find the drones pretty much exposed at this point, actually lining up in some very weird places. 9 drones go down, and Innovation still with a lot of room to go around and just kill more and more workers. 11 workers had already fallen. And I mean, some Zerlings there, which is also a plus. This Viking, which actually didn't do that much killing around. 2 kills only. Going down just now. Nice setup here by Innovation, but there's a lot of links here, so this is a really nice surround against the tank. There are some units streaming in, and definitely the SCV is taking more for the team here. Sacrifices must be made, but I mean, it's 4 workers. 4 workers against 11. Still good. Still decent trade. Solar just doing a really nice job as well, just keeping some of his scouts close to Innovation's bases, trying to spot that move out. Now taking that 4th base, so this is a vulnerable time for the player, obviously, whenever expanding time comes. The 3rd base of Innovation, pretty healthy at this point with the saturation. Just Solar with more Banelings coming in. I mean, he has tried to do different compositions, having maybe more complex set of units. The problem is the lack of damage once again. And now we have this double medevac drop. It doesn't have the 16, but I mean 14 can still do quite a bit of damage there. Now stimming forward, but there's no need to sacrifice this too much. Actually sniping there an Overlord. Just really nice. Just keeping Solar's supply there a little capped. Solar coming in, trying to fend off this drop. The problem is what might happen afterwards, because this drop could still be active and then have a really strong push through the front. But we're gonna see actually multiple drops from Innovation. So this could get quite dicey for Solar. Oh, I love that he placed all of the units there. There is no way Zerlings will make it through. But I mean, Solar is just all over the place at this point as well. He basically has half of the map covered, so he has quite a bit of vision about what is going on around his bases. I think probably the most exposed at this point is still the main, just because of the lack of creep there. But I mean, the tumors are slowly creeping in, so this will be fixed eventually. Once again, innovation stems forward, getting some creep tumors, which is not a bad trade, not at all. Oh, but this one was disastrous. That was a big Terran no-no. Quite a bit of drop play innovation, trying to trade some units here and there, because now he's going for the main push. And I mean, Solar still has quite a bit of vision over that location, and he's actually trying to get a 6th hatchery over there, but this is gonna probably fall in line with the push timing over here. And we do have the drop as well from the top, probably trying to force an overextension from Solar, which he kind of does at this point, but there's enough time for the Zerg player to just go back to defend his 4th base. But I mean, the drop is still active, so trying to do some damage here and there. And the engagement location here is quite iffy for the Zerg player. There is quite a bit of high ground to cover with the tanks. And I mean, the spreads, just the splits over here from innovation have been absolutely great, and this actually forces Solar to abandon this space. So definitely not a great position to be in right now. There's also another hatchery trying to be taken, but it's really, really close to the Terran army here. So if innovation spots it, probably would try to go for a cancel there, but he is looking for the army right now. This is definitely the moment to trade with the Zerg. There is also an attempt from Solar to go with some queens? I thought that was something else. But anyway, it's queens. They're too far off. They probably will lose a lot of them, which is quite unfortunate at this point. Big Terran army also from the top, but now Solar actually managing it with some of his main army as well. But this is already an overextension. Definitely innovation with a lot of energy there for the scans. And he's actually going to start to lead forward at this point with the tanks. So those lurkers are just going to have to retreat at this point. Once again, taking yet another hatchery, taking some workers as well. There's also an active drop over here in a really, really tight spot behind the mineral line. So I mean, he could trade here forever, but this is just deterring some of the attention span from him against this army that is starting to move forward ever so slightly. More command centers coming in for innovation, who's just feeling once again very confident about his position right now. Now taking the hatchery in the back. Gotta take those freebies as well. We have more Terran army moving in. Definitely innovation trying to go sweep upward as he faces more Zerg bases. And Solar just trying to buy time at this point, morphing in more lurkers, more banelings to try to maximize the damage against the Terran army. But this army looks quite scary. Here we have the army supply 123 versus 97. Just innovation doing a really nice job there, staying on top of things with the army supply, and now slowly but surely creeping into the Zerg bases. And this is going to be a nice kill if innovation is able to do this. But actually the abducts are already present with some of the Vipers, but I think the Viper count is still quite a bit low. There could be definitely more Vipers in the mix here to try to pull more tanks simultaneously. But I mean, the abducts are really nice over here. Definitely Solar able to break a little bit of the siege line. But just innovation continuing to edge forward right now. And now he actually decides to siege up and stem forward. But yeah, not the best position at this point. There's still quite a bit of lurkers there. And this is a tense moment, guys. This is a tense moment. None of these players want to trade off their armies without any gain here. And now Solar just moving forward, rolling in with all of the banelings. He's actually going to be able to clean up innovation's army here. The Terran forced it to pick up and definitely needs to leave right now if he doesn't want to get those abducts on the medevacs. Innovation once again stimming forward, looking for those kills, but these lurkers are the MVPs for the Zerg player. And now Solar is starting to stabilize little by little. I think there is a window of opportunity here to probably try to get another expansion up and running. This one has been already mining for quite a bit, so there's a little bit of a room for recovery here, but definitely Innovation is going to try to harass those bases. He knows that probably by this time his opponent has been retaking some bases, so he is going to go and claim that advantage once again. Now we have one drop over at the top, two drops over at the top. Really strong composition there from Innovation, and the multitask here, guys, is absolutely astounding at this point. Taking another hatchery as well on the way back. Innovation just present all over the map, actually managing to save some of those medevacs. Now being able to clean this up, but still the units are there, and I mean the scare the scare might come once again. And now move dropping into the natural base. This is definitely going to be a nice pickoff here for Innovation, just trying to trade as much as he can. He knows that there's very few bases up, and he has 6 command centers, planetaries and orbitals alike, just still active there even with this drop, still doing the damage, still pinging the map. Innovation just keeping the pressure on. Another big army is making its way across the map, and now we have some Ghost mixed in. Shockwave is already, it's almost coming. I mean, it's almost there. And there we go, Innovation trying to snipe some of the lurkers, but now the counterattack from Solar actually looks pretty scary. Innovation will have to be way more patient if he wants to defend this, but there's quite a few units there from the Zerg. This Zerg army is definitely dwindling here, 83 to 69. Innovation just has to buy a little bit of time, but I don't know if Solar is going to give it to him. This counterattack looks pretty strong. 6 lurkers coming in as well for Solar, so this might be the first map for the Zerg, but the snipes with the ghosts are actually pretty good. So Innovation still managing to hold this army. I mean, the planetary is pretty much exposed, probably might be forfeited at this point as well for Innovation, but Innovation is actually crossing the map right now, and Solar knows he can't just give away hatcheries for free at this point. Definitely Solar showing quite a bit more resilience from game number 1 and number 2. Definitely with a lot more possibilities of making something happen here, but Innovation once again with the multitask, trying to hit at plenty of places at once. He knows that probably the Zerg army is at the top, but now Solar switching gears over here, going for a different kind of avenue of attack. Not necessarily because he's aware of what might happen, but just trying to probably find some damage himself. But now he's abandoned the entirety of the top-hand side of the map, so he'll definitely have to run back. And I mean, this army from Innovation is still so healthy. Innovation trying to pick his opponent apart. He does take this hatchery, which is a big hit against Solar's economy. I mean, he still has the workers. He can still retake this. Just both of these players giving each other such a hard time. Solar just trading off more of his units. More lurkers are going down, and ooh, they're almost cleaning up this drop, but not entirely, which is quite unfortunate for the Zerg player. Those are things we're trying to work some sort of truce out, but no. Nah, dude, you sacrifice yourself for your army. Do it for the swarm. Now, Innovation sniping some of those lurkers, trying to go for the kills there. Now the detection has arrived. This hatchery is going to go down once again. So they're actually managing to do the cancel. Not that big of a loss, but still. Now going for the cleanup over here against this Terran army. Dropping his fruit flies even. Solar going once again for the counterattack, but there's a sizable army here from Innovation. Nice target fire over there, dealing with most of the banelings that we're rolling in. But I mean, Solar is still alive here. He's actually buying quite a bit of time. We do have a decent amount of early production, and just Solar managing to do way, way more in this game. Absolute beast right now. Beast modes are so scary. Innovation once again trying to do something with these drops. I mean, this hatchery is pretty much exposed. He probably might be able to do something with it. Oh, but the army is already here, so he definitely has to swing by, at least for now. Go somewhere else. They get a big army in the top. Really strong composition here with the ghosts. This is going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. And now Innovation trying to force, once again, Solar to overextend. 5 workers have gone down so far. Hatchery once again falling, and now he's going to go for a huge drop in the main base, which is definitely a nice call here. He definitely wants to be hitting the production now. He's actually going to go for the Baneling Nest and the spawning pool as well, so this could be a really nice pickup also for Innovation. The Ghost just running for dear life, but he actually manages to save most of it. Once again, going for the drop. This hatchery could also go down as well. The cleanup is good, guys, but we have another huge army coming in from Innovation. This is just an army versus army game right now. The hatcheries are going down left and right for Solar, and I mean, the amount of time that these orbitals and planetaries have been able to be up is just unforgivable. Why do Terran do this? Welcome back, guys, to the stream. Apparently Trovo does not like me much. Much, if at all. But there we go. We're gonna be ready for the next game. Innovation took that the third map, so we have a 3. There's a 0 at this point. Coming in just in time for our next game. Remember, guys, this is the best of 11. We are in map number 4. And here we go, guys. We are back. And we have spawning in the bottom left-hand side of the map of Oxide. He is Solar. And in the top right, we have the Terran, leading 3-0. He is Innovation. Innovation already with $60 under his belt, gunning for the 300. Going strong in this best of 11. But I mean, Solar is definitely getting stronger every game that goes by, but will that be enough? Does he have enough time to make it happen? We'll see. We'll see in time. This is map number 4. Innovation going once again for that SUV scout. Keeping it safe, keeping it classy. Never underestimating his opponent, which could be a mistake. Solar definitely showing in map number 3 that he can pull a comeback if Innovation's not careful. Factory already on the way. Once again, we're gonna see that very strong Hellion opener. Reaper with 0 kills at this point. Not as effective as it has been in the first few games. I mean, as every good Zerg should do. Solar pulling off the adaptations there. At least for now, he's going to be quite a bit safer than he has been in the past. I mean, Oxide, at least in the natural base, has a really tight ramp. Not that much of a huge opening. Definitely more vulnerability in the third, that's for sure. Oh, and actually now Solar managing to snipe that Reaper. They are evolving, guys. They are evolving. Innovation once again starting off with the Viking production. Definitely has allowed him to at least control the pace of the game at the beginning. Sees absolutely everything, no issues there, and actually Innovation canceling that Viking there. Do know if mistake, probably. Terran might be getting a little bit nervous. Nice scout here from Solar, actually being able to see absolutely everything that's going on in the main base. Definitely Solar gathering a little bit more intel in this game. And we're gonna see Roach Warren on the way, already taking up to layer and taking up some extra gases, so we are gonna see some Roach production here. Definitely Solar will try to keep some of these units at bay to not reveal that much information, but I mean, at least what he's been able to do so far with the Queens has been absolutely masterful against the Hellions, so probably not much of an inconvenience at this point. Nice around attempt there, even catching a few of these Hellions, bruising quite a bit of it. Innovation already taking that third base, +1/+1 on the way. His overall Terran being very diligent with his upgrades. I think on both sides, we've had decent upgrading throughout the games. Once it starts, it never stops. Liberator Harass proving to be quite a bit ineffective for Innovation. The positioning in this map is definitely tighter for the bases. So not that easy to sneak up, and actually Solar now taking a 4th base. Definitely a map that is more favorable for Zerg, just because of the size. Let's say favorable for macro fire. So they're going to be trying to clear these rocks just to have another pathway for attack. Innovation once again going in, clearing some of the creep. Now the medevacs are gonna see this. 2 minutes too late. Here comes a big push from Innovation, looking for that 4th base location. Now we also have some Liberator action over here, but the reaction for Solar is actually pretty good, going with a really nice transfuse, saving the Queen, so not sustaining any losses, any significant losses there. It's actually pretty nice, but now this counterattack with the Roaches might be quite a bit upsetting here for the Terran, losing quite a bit of workers, 12 workers going down from that attack alone. Innovation trying to engage this army, but it's getting a little bit out of hand here for the Zerg. Zerg unhinged completely in this map. Innovation once again trying to engage, trying to leap forward with these tanks, trying to gain some ground on the Roaches, and now managing to do it a little bit more, but I mean, this base just cannot be taken. Corrosive Bile coming in. Tanks definitely doing quite a bit of damage there. Terran saving great there with the siege line, but now really nice concave here from Solar, actually taking out a lot of the bio here, and now some of the Roaches are coming in from the flank, and GG. Solar is like, you are not taking this. You are not taking these 11 games. Solar slapping back in that game. Making things quite a bit more interesting. There is officially room for a comeback, guys. Thanks to everyone who's commenting in chat. And here we go, guys. We're going to be jumping into map number 5 of this best of 11 Innovation versus Solar. Textbook. Terran versus Zerg 101. Open the notepads. All of you tryhards in the universe. Giant fool, Jesus. You're too kind. And here we go, guys, spawning in the top left-hand side of the map. Trying to make the comeback in this best of 11. He is Solar. The banter ensues. And the bottom right, we have the red Terran. He is Innovation. Solar pocketing his first 20 in that game number 4. Definitely with a much stronger opener there, going for the more aggressive approach to the matchup. This could probably force Innovation to eventually try maybe to switch things up. But I do think the change of pace for Solar was definitely beneficial. Because he has been good, at least for the first minutes, to keep Innovation in the dark. Not allowing him to scout the bases. Not to go too far into the main. Look at the tech. Solar taking that hatchery. And I mean, this is something that is kind of the staple of Zerg play, which is that versatility. I mean, unless you're going for like a one base kind of situation, you can still get a wrong read scouting a Zerg. Innovation going for that expansion now. Again, that supply depot. He's actually been playing pretty safe at that point, just making the Marine after the Reaper, completing the wall off before the factory, trying to reduce the risk. And there we go. Once again, the Reaper is in the base. Nice save there once again from Solar. Just not giving in to the pressure. Third hatch being taken once again. Innovation scouts the timing just right. Just at the right time. So Innovation deciding to keep his Reaper pretty inactive at this point, probably just looking to spot any move outs. I mean, definitely the push in game number 4 took him by surprise. Doesn't want that. Doesn't want that again. Okay guys, it's time. What air unit will Innovation start up with? And he's actually starting Banshee production. Once again, Solar with the Scout. And he's actually going to see both the add-on production and the Starport production, but will he believe it? Will he believe it this time? Two truths and a lie, guys. That's what we're playing with Innovation. So we're going with the Scout with those Zerglings. Double Evolution Chamber tucked in, probably hiding whatever is going on. Which Innovation would start to wonder. Both of these players toying with the idea of engaging each other. Not quite sure. Not quite sure if. Nice creep thread there from Solar. Asserting dominance in the map. Oh, but the amount of mech is pretty impressive at this point. And we are going to see Hellbat Banshee push. This is a really, really strong push from Terran. And the thing is that this time, Solar opened with the Zerglings, actually opting to cut out the reinforcement line, which I think is the best thing to do at this point, and just try to deal with these units using the Queens there. And he does have a Spore Crawler as well to support this, but the Hellbat's just seeing so much damage to the economy of the Zerg now, actually losing all of the Queens that were defending, and now the workers are pretty exposed. 9 workers have gone down, 10 workers. And just, this is the gift that keeps on giving, guys. This opener, definitely strong from Innovation. Solar trying to go for a counterattack there, but nope, this is GG. Innovation shuts it down once again. And so it is. Innovation taking map number 5 already with the $80 in the pocket. Hoppy Bammy, how you doing? How's life? How's everything? How's your family? How's the family, guys? How's everyone doing? Neo SC2, welcome to the channel. And here we go, guys. We are ready for game number 6. This is the 6th map of this best of 11. Ultimate Battle Series number 4. Innovation versus Solar. Solar is definitely struggling in this series, not having the best of times. And he got barbecued in map number 5. So let's see if he can repeat the feat of map number 4. And here we go, guys. We are in Death Aura, and we have spawning in the top left-hand side of the map. He is a Zerg player, Solar. And in the bottom right, in the red, we have the Terran, Innovation. You know that feeling that you get when a probe is in your base? That's kind of like the feeling that other races get when 2 SCVs leave the base. Almost at the same time. But not quite. But the scout is so good. The scout is impeccable from Solar. He knows exactly what's going on. And this is just going to be a matter of reaction times and good decision making. Guys, make good choices in your games. Just play better, people. There we go. Solar trying to go for the ultimate deny of this proxy. I'm trying to hit the barracks. The lobster style. But actually, Innovation is gonna manage to keep one of them at least alive. Going for that first Marine. Just being pretty smart about it. Canceling the second one. There's no need. There's no need. And he's actually kind of follow up in the same way that he's been opening so far. Just going for the Marine instead of the Reaper first. But I mean, no big sacrifices here from the Terran player. Probably the fly-off time is gonna be the biggest delay. But yeah, just really nice scout there from Solar. Just reading it like a book. Innovation with that nice control of the Reaper, trying to get a worker there, but he's actually gonna get the Zerglings, which is not that bad at all. Yeah, actually being able to just swing by once again. Now Solar taking that third base. The fly-in time is real. So Innovation just opting to go for the reactor there on the spot. No further delays here. Metabolic boost halfway done. So it seems that we're gonna have once again Zergling play. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, Zerglings and Banelings are good, but it just hasn't been working quite right. That is the big issue here. Innovation getting a nice read there on his Zerg opponent. Third base almost complete. Innovation once again with the Banshee opener. Trying to delay the production. Nice interception there from the scouts, who are not allowing Solar to see that much. He is going to need to swing that Overlord, but it's something that Innovation is fine with. Usually gets to snipe that Overlord. Quick and easy going to hunt it down. Oscar, you lived a short life. Time to go. Time to go, buddy. layer coming in from Solar once again. No extra gases taken still, but we know the tech is coming. We know it's on its way. Baneling is halfway done, so we're going to be seeing some Baneling play once again from Solar. Definitely Solar might be looking into maximizing some of the damage that he's been able to do with the Banelings. We're joining up from the Zerg. Now we have our gas is pretty established here, so we might see some tech choice coming in really soon for the Zerg player. Innovation trying to trade against these queens, trying to sneak past, and he's actually going to do once again this really, really strong push with the Banshees now with Cloak. Solar losing a lot of units at this point, a lot of Zerglings going down, queens as well, which is probably the biggest loss here, that the lack of injects that he's going to have later on is definitely real here. Now the Terran adding in more production as time goes by, getting that armory as well for the follow-up push. Definitely Hellbats mixed with Bio has been pretty strong for Innovation, and he actually managed to save both of the Banshees, which can definitely either do some support from the air or even go for a multi-prong assault there with some harassment back of the bases. So still Innovation keeping his options open. Solar with a pretty decent defense at this point, but the problem is there's still no damage on the other side of the map. Solar is kind of pinned down on the defense, and I mean there's only so much time that you can spend defending yourself and not doing damage on the other side of the map, which is so important. Bench is gonna swing in once again, this time on the third base location. They are gonna find this Overlord, so it is within the range of vision of Solar, but does he see it? And there we go, the reaction is pretty strong at this point, leaving the Spore front and center for defense. Innovation just trying to look for the damage. He's actually gonna find a little bit of it here, sniping a couple of workers. Not a big loss, but still annoying to deal with. The Banshees will still be there in the back. So this is kind of a future threat right now for Solar. And we do have a strong push over here coming for the fourth base. And one of the Overlords is going to be sniped there. Solar trying to save this location, going in with the Zerglings. But he has to be very careful with the Widowmine connections here. The Widowmines! Oof, hitting strong Widowmines. 7 kills there. Once again, Solar trying to stream forward here, but it's not quite working, but the Baneling connections are really nice, so for now, at least for now, the drop has been dealt with, but these Overlords are kind of regretting it a little bit. Yep. Sacrifices must be made, guys. Once again, Solar capped over there in the supply tab. That Widowmine not doing much, but still managing to keep the mutas away. Innovation moving forward once again, trying to find that damage, but this I like from Solar, actually managing to at least stop that drop for now, and actually killing the mid-evac, so that means that if those Widowmines want to get all the way there, they're gonna have to go on foot. So this could be a nice opportunity here for Solar. If he does this defense right, he might be in a really good spot, but
game paused.
Innovation has paused the game. So we wait. Tactical pause. Don't worry, guys. It's all good. That's why we have That's why we have admins and infrastructure. And we're good at what we do. So now in the meantime, while we wait, I mean, the position here. Okay, seems that everyone is ready. So seems it was a kind of a short issue.
Game resumed.
So we're back, guys. The pause is done. The position is taken. And once again, Solar trying to trigger these mines so he doesn't have to face them head on. But this connection. Really nice. Not the best, but still nice for innovation. But he does have some forces coming in through the top-hand side of the map. And this is going to probably try to force an overextension there from Solar. Which you may or may not get. I mean, the... Okay. Just was allowing the mutas to do their thing, but now we have, once again, innovation trying to steam forward, but now the reaction from Solar is actually pretty good. Just managing to deal with all things at once, so the Zerg in a really nice spot right now. But still, I mean, if we look at the economy right now, innovation is on its way to having a base up against the Zerg, so definitely... I mean, Solar trying to do his best right now to defend every single flank that innovation is attacking from, but he is struggling right now to both keep the bases alive as well as to take another one. And the issue right now is that there is no fifth on the way for the Zerg. There probably won't be, at least in the next minute, which will give innovation more time to complete his own fifth base. Where are you going? No! The medevac blunder of 2020. Once again, innovation with masterful splits there, getting all of the Bailings first and foremost. I mean, there's more Zerg coming in, but there's more forces as well for innovation swinging up to the top once again. And now the mutas might be able to hunt down some of these medevacs and just get rid of this drop once and for all. Now he does the cleanup, but this base is once again pretty exposed. So innovation taking more and more kills. 4 workers already going down. Another extra one just for the vibes. Solar coming in against this planetary fortress. He's only going to find 1 turret here, but innovation's forces are up and ready to go here for the defense. No workers lost in the making of that defense. No workers were hurt. Once again, innovation trying to engage this army, and Solar just massing up as much as he has at this point. But the Bailings are coming in, and there's going to be quite a few connections there. Oh my god, the Widow Mines just doing so much work for the Terran. Again, innovation coming through the top as well. The bottom is still on fire for Solar. They're able to clean this up at least, but there's more reinforcements coming in. So definitely the Zerg once again under a lot of pressure. And I mean, what better time to take a 6th command center than this one? Once again, innovation trying to clear some of the creep and actually clearing some of the Zerglings as well with the Widow Mines. Widow Mines doing so much damage here. There's 2 turrets to defend this planetary, but this planetary is pretty much defenseless at this point, so bye-bye turrets. Once again, Solar edging forward with the Bailings, but still the Thor manages to stay alive. Nice pick up there from innovation, and now innovation losing quite a bit of momentum right now. The army is kind of evening out a little bit, 90 to 107, still kind of coming out on top, but the trades are still favoring the Zerg, at least for now. But just the amount of bases that innovation has been able to take and still to manage to keep alive, which is also important. The Muta's trying to snipe some workers here and there, but still there's a nice coverage here from innovation. He is managing to do quite a bit of damage with these, but still, oh, that Widowmine connection. Really nice spot there, actually. 3 Widow Mines were on the ready. So this could have been even more terrible there for Solar, but now he doesn't have the support of the Overseer, so he is pretty much exposed to whatever Widow Mines might do over here. And now, once again, Innovation trying to force an overextension with a multi-prang assault once again through the top and through the bottom, trying to attack this hatchery. He probably will manage to take it here, especially sending those Marauders forward. And now we have some nice Widow Mines connections over there at the top. It also looks quite a bit dicey as well. More Widow Mines connecting, and all the Banelings almost falling instantly to the attack of the Widow Mines. The Ultra is just not finding the right angle here. Now we have Liberators in production. Innovation knows that he needs these if he wants to deal with the Ultras. It is high time for the Ultras. Okay, so now Innovation forfeits this position. He's going to go for a really, really strong push here at the bottom. Waiting for more support, more Widow Mines coming in. This planetary definitely going to go down, but I mean, it's not... This is not the backbone of Innovation's economy at all. Nice detonations there from the Banelings, just trying to trade off as best as he can against those Widow Mines who have done a decent amount of damage. Loss is still pretty even in resources for both of these players. And I think this could be, this might as well be Solar's second map. I mean, he's in a really good spot at this point. The army supply is definitely evened out for both of these players. So it's going to be a matter of how good of trades the Terran takes here. But I mean, there's a lot of Zerg streaming in, but Solar just kind of very awkwardly trying to roll in against the Terran. Probably would be better to find a different engagement location. I think this is just too out in the open. There's a lot of room for Terran to just move around and kind of like wiggle out from the grip of the Zerg. And now Innovation finding an opening here. A little bit of a distraction from Solar, who is now moving in once again, but always like trying to find just one avenue of attack when maybe kind of a tighter grip there. Sandwiching the Terran might be the best thing to do at this point. The Ultras look... I've never seen Ultras look that vulnerable in my life. Maybe it's because I don't play this good. But anyway, once again, Innovation trying to engage from the bottom. But I think Solar's going to be able to clean this up. And the counterattack is what's looking pretty promising here for the Zerg player. Trying to come in for the production here. And actually, Innovation's not going to even close the door here. He's actually going to go back with some units and leave some units behind as well. No, he's pulling the entirety of the army. Never mind. This production here is pretty much exposed, and just Solar going to town with the Terran base. Now the Marauders coming in, doing quite a bit of damage here. I think if the army returns, he might be able to clean this up. Again, Solar is pinned down on 4 bases once again. I mean, the Terran just staying on top of things. That kind of looked promising for Solar, but now it's starting to look a little bit sad once again. Oh, but a lot of medevacs here are getting picked off. Definitely a little bit of a mishap there for Innovation. But still with enough forces there. Army supply starting to tilt slightly in advantage of the Terran. Solar definitely losing that edge, losing quite a few bases. Still starting to fall behind on the econ. He can still get quite a bit of mining done, but the problem is that he's not trading off that well. And he's not getting the bases, and he is losing his hatcheries, so... High pressure situation, guys, here. We're almost about to hit the 20-minute mark, so this is officially a late game kind of game. So we'll see if any of the players transitions to even higher tech, or if it's going to be a matter of just looking for the better trades here. There's a lot of Zerg waiting for Innovation, so this might get a little bit dicey here. Oh, but the mutas are not helping out over here. They're off to try to hunt down some bases, probably. There are quite a few Widow Mines here and turrets as well, so definitely not getting the job done. Probably I don't know. I would love to see kind of a multi-pronged assault on this Terran army, but just Innovation training so well with those really nice splits. He's gonna get the Ultra once again. Buying up some more time for his faces to just continue to mine. I mean, this gets cleaned off, which is not that bad, but still. The evenness of bases remains. I mean, it's gonna be up to probably the mid bases over here with the rich gas geyser. But taking them is gonna be an ordeal for both of them. This is not like an easy situation for either of them to expand to that location. Muta's definitely a strong deterrent, at least for the Terran. We have a Thor flying in for support. More Ultra production, more Thors are coming in. And Solar has been doing a really nice job here, just hunting down the reinforcements for this army. And then once again, buying himself some time to get more units himself. Just Innovation was also very solid with the defense. Definitely none of these players leaving it up to chance. Better safe than sorry, guys. Oh, but the nice trades there against the Ultras. There's a lot of Baneling still rolling in, and this might be it. This might be the defense that will give Solar a chance. This command center is not gonna make it. Definitely not. Innovation now going for a swing over the top. Ooh, missing that. Oh no, no, he's not gonna miss that. He actually sees it. And he will be canceling the space as well, so both of the players just not allowing each other to expand. It's kind of like what they want to be doing right now, but just Innovation doing a great job trying to force an overextension here once again from the Zuri. Just Solar not being able to engage with his entire army. This army of Innovation is just a decoy. This is where the big money is. Nice pick up there with the Thor, but oh, a lot of the Banelings connecting. Lots of them connecting. We have the Ultra here present. Ooh, and some of the Widow Mine damage was actually taken by the Terran units. So this is starting to look a little bit bad for Innovation here. Army supply is still pretty much on the even and kind of on the low side as well. Solar this time trying to rotate. Trying to find that damage here. There's more Terran coming. You're not real Terran. Once again, Innovation is going to try to swing over on this base. He knows that he needs to take some workers here, some economy, to probably deal with Solar's attacks here. Once again, trading off pretty nicely. Lots of Widowmine connections. Oh, here comes another big engagement with the main armies of both of these players. A lot of the Banelings are target fired, and just the Ultra receiving so much damage here. The Changelings joining in the fray. He is trying to swing, but just the amount of Marines, and once again, Innovation holds and takes this game. Guys, this is officially a 6-1. And there we go, guys. This is getting more and more intense as time goes by. Balance incoming. The hammer of balance. Fall strong. Okay, guys, here we go. We're about to enter game number 7. Spawning in the top left-hand side of the map of Submarine. He is the blue Zerg. Solar. And in the bottom right, we have the red Terran. Leading 5-1, he is Innovation. And the big question is now, what is Solar to do? I mean, he did manage to take one map from Innovation, but that was only because he went for an unforeseen Roach Ravager transition. So definitely playing the mind games has been the most favorable for these two players. But I don't know, Solar is like very set on trying to make Lingbane Muta work. And the problem is that it's not working. It's definitely not working. Innovation just showing amazing control of both his bio and mech units. But let's see if Solar will manage to switch things up. Or if he'll persist. Innovation going for that SCV Scout, taking his first command center. Does see the timing there for the hatchery, so pretty standard still at this point. Nothing much to worry about immediately after taking the third hatch. Solar setting up once again. Here comes the Reaper. Might be able to take the kill. But Solar definitely with good control here. Third command center on the way. Innovation with a really strong, like I said it before, which is a really strong opener. Pretty solid. And that's pretty kind of bulletproof, at least in this matchup. We're the best of 11, guys. This is the ultimate battles number 4. We're gonna see the Hellions on the way once again. Submarines is much smaller map. Definitely would like to see the Zerg exploit a little bit of the speed that a smaller map can give you. It's still playing pretty safe with a very solid defense in the early game. Once again, the Overlord coming in. And Innovation is going to start off with Banshees again. So we're going to probably see a Hellbat Banshee push, which has definitely, I think, proven to be one of the strongest timing attacks that Innovation has showed in this series. So definitely relying on this tool once again. So we're doing the scouting rounds as well. Base is completely connected, just so we're very diligent with this creep. Innovation just continuing to keep tabs on what's going on in the Zerg base. Definitely not an overcommittal force. Just probably to hunt down some creep tumors that might be neglected by their mothers, basically. Here we go, both Banshees coming in. We are gonna see that wonderful timing attack. Solar already there with the Overseer. I mean, this is something that Solar has done really nicely. Like, he always expects this to happen. He always has the Overseer on time. Oh, but there we go. Okay, now the Roaches are doing quite a bit of work here, and I think this will be a nice cleanup here for Solar, but the support from the bio holding on strong, but there's still very nice cleanup here with the Roaches, definitely helping. I think Roaches Solar, that's the way to go. You've done better with them. Stick to them. I mean, the problem is that if Innovation sees a tendency to go Roaches, he might switch things up to himself, so. Not want to show all your cards in the beginning of a best of 11, don't you? Solar now securing that 4th base location. Definitely trading better this time. With the help of the Rogue Ravager game now. Innovation just finding that creep tumor at the right time. Tank production pretty much on the way for the Terran now. He knows that there are Roaches in the map. I mean, one of the things that timing push from Innovation helped was actually get a read on what Solar is trying to do. And now he has the information that the Roaches are here, as opposed to the first time that we saw them in the series. So, more information definitely for the Terran. Let's see if Innovation manages to adapt to this on time, because now we see a huge attack coming in from his Zerg opponent here. He's actually going to go for the 3rd base, which I think is the right call. There's some more space before hitting the actual siege line. Now starting to contest this bunker over here. Trying to find some damage even at the back. Still Solar respecting Innovation's position quite a bit. Tries to swing through the top. I don't know if it's the right idea. There's a lot of stuff over here that's getting in the way, but I think Solar is gonna manage to do it. And there it goes. The tank is about to fall there. The 3rd base is almost entirely exposed. There's a 2nd tank over here. There's also a tank coming in from the main base. So actually is Innovation holding this? Oh wow. Yeah, that was not the best engagement angle for sure. I mean, once you're trapped there, between the supply depots and the tanks, there's nowhere else to go other than back. Nice corrosive vials there on the supply depots. Getting close to the supply cap there. So really nice pick off. At least stopping the reinforcements for a bit. But I think Innovation has way more opportunity this time to defend this attack. I do think, however, that Solar respected the 3rd base a little bit too much, because he was out of the range of the tanks. But now he finds this really nice concave position over here by having killed the supply depots. And this looks like a really nice push here from Solar, trying to do it once again. And I think this time he's going to actually manage to do it. And GG, Solar takes map number 7 in his 2nd game of the series. Solar and the Roaches doing a really nice job there. Yeah, just picking off those 2 supply depots just gave him such a nice spread of units. Definitely playing really smart. It kind of seemed like Innovation had the hold, but yeah, he ended up collapsing there. Just Solar doing a really nice job. Keep the pressure on, people. Zerg persists Zerg is still here, very present. Thanks to all of you guys who are watching and commenting in chat. And here we go, guys. We're about to jump into map number 8 of this best of 11. And here we go. We're once again in Submarine, and we have spawning in the top left-hand side of the map. Trying to even things out, he is Solar. And in the bottom right, we have the Red Terran still leading 5-2. He is Innovation. Honestly, it would be crazy if Solar ended up on top of this. Like, just winning 4 games in a row. just winning 4 games in a row. Now we have openings for both of these players. Solar with a very, very strong transition into roaches. Even when Innovation knew that there were roaches on the map. Even when he had the intel. The Solar managed to completely demolish him. Is this a sign? Our roach is back in the game. Reaper coming in for Innovation. Reaper just not being able to do much in the last few games. Just doing the scout. Just the regular scout. Just Reaper things. So apparently the Hellbat Banshee opener is kind of like not working anymore for Innovation. But we'll see. I mean, I think if Solar decides to go, I mean, if it's the case that Innovation decides to once again open with Hellbat Banshee, if he decides to go for Surtlings, might be an iffy defense once again. But I think, yeah, I think Solar's kind of finding his footing with Roach play. But this is he's probably thinking of the long game, probably thinking of taking more maps, so he can't persist with just a single build throughout. Might become too predictable. Maybe Innovation could capitalize on it. This time we're gonna see a Viking opener, however. Innovation planning to keep that supply under control. Couple with chamber on the way. We do see an extra gas coming down. Now Solar trying to defend his overlords. This one he's definitely gonna lose. Innovation has to get out of there. Find another overlord. Solar going for a scout here. Doesn't see much. Nice interception there from Innovation. Okay, now this Viking is gonna get cleaned up at... Ooh, did he or did he not see this? No, he did not see the layer. Was killed a couple seconds too early there. And layer tech is coming. We do have a Baneling Nest on the way. Taking that fourth hatchery. Taking advantage of this time of peace. The layer is up and ready to go. We'll see. We'll see if Solar tries to do something with these Earthlings. Probably just keeping them for defense, expecting this Hellion run by to cause a little bit of trouble here, and actually going for that nice flank there with the Queens. Flank and the droppings, but actually Innovation managing to take all of the creep tumors that were dropped there. Now this drop coming from the top for Innovation. Managing to pick up most of the stuff. Innovation just going for more of the creep tumors. Really nice denial there of the creep, especially on the road to the natural base. Now he's gonna go and actually rotate. Ooh, if he rotates a little bit more to the right, he might find more creep tumors on the way. Another attempt from a drop from Innovation, but Solar just managing to scare it away. Here we go, Innovation just doing more cleanup over here, but now he faces the Zerg army, but he does have some support in the back with these units. And will he go for the big swing? There is also another drop that could come and aid these units over here. Tanks tucked back pretty much far from where all the action is happening. I mean, he wants to stay with those tanks, probably off creep, at least for now. There's a lot of Zerg. Gotta be careful with that. Another drop coming in through the top. Same drop, different objective. Ooh, and he actually was going to plan to drop here, but the Banelings are more than ready to intercept there. There's a Spore as well. There's more Zerglings. This gets cleaned up. Really nicely done there by Solar. This force from Innovation, however, looks pretty strong. We do have 4 tanks in the composition here, so there's quite a bit of siege power. Innovation just finding just enough space to go in and try to get that hatchery. But now we have a really nice surround there with the Banelings, but the target fire also from Innovation Stags is actually pretty good there. And he's going to manage to take this location once again, but look at this run by that is about to hit here. But Innovation is more than ready to create the choke point. So the Terran player just absolutely everywhere, dealing with everything that Solar is trying to throw at him. And Solar just trying to make the defense happen over here. Oh, but this is a really nice flank. This has some potential here, but there's only Banelings. I mean, there's only Zerglings. There was no Banelings here. Definitely no connections, no splash damage. Oh, man. Big sacrifice there from Solar. 2-2 is almost done. Also, proof spines as well for the Zerg player. So both of these players just going at it with the upgrades, and this is a really nice timing for that innovation to hit here. He's actually having a really nice control of the situation. He's actually secured his 4th base and just denied the 5th base location for the Zerg. So this is definitely a good position for innovation to be in once again. The Baneling's trying to roll in, but just the tanks denying the splash. Denying the goop of death. Tanks repositioning now, trying to find firmer ground to hold this push. He's actually managing to do it. I mean, the lurkers once again present, but just not being able to do the damage that they're supposed to do, that they're expected to do. Yeah, someone's getting fire from the army, buddy. There we go, nicely done. The lurkers just getting absolutely massacred once again. But the cleanup here is really nice. The flank with both Hydras and Zerglings are just not allowing innovation to move forward, but now he has to actually give in a little bit of space in order to regroup and try to get those Banelings up. Oh, but the foothold that innovation has over this army is absolutely devastating. Banelings rolling in once again, but the target fire is also very nice. Lightning clouds drop down. This definitely helps, but it's not quite there, and GG Innovation takes path number 8. Yeah, those lurkers are not getting a raise. Definitely not getting a raise. Innovation just showing once again. Really, really strong play. Solar trying to make that Lingbane Hydra happen. Still not happening. Honestly, it must be very frustrating. Like, at this point, I think Solar is kind of trying to push that that mindset off of, oh, I got this. I can still do this. Yeah, the classic parade. I still remember the pulled days of the classic parade. The reinforcement parade for Terran. Pretty destructive. Okay, we're just asking for a minute here. But thanks so much to everyone who has joined this cast. I hope you're enjoying the games, the commentary, the jokes, and all that stuff, and all that nice stuff. Gotta stay hydrated, people. This has been an intense morning of cast, but always glad to do it. Always glad to share the passion for StarCraft with everyone over here. Focus is not a fan of Widowmines. Yeah, I mean we have seen them like use quite a bit of Widowmine in this series, but yeah, that last time was like, nah, it's all tanks, tanks all the way down. Okay guys, here we go. We are ready for our next map. And we're gonna be in Yaganatha. This is Innovation versus Solar, best of 11. here we are, guys, spawning in the bottom left-hand side of the map. He is the Zerg player, Solar. And in the top right, we have the red Terran. He is Innovation. Oh, to be red and Terran. Solar with the opening hatch once again. Both of these players just watching. We're watching top Korean StarCraft, guys. That's the level at which we're playing today. Both of them pretty honestly giving it their all. I mean, Innovation has had like so much StarCraft going on in the late quarter of 2020. I think he made it like, was it 3rd place in Dream Hatfall? I believe so. Innovation securing 120 bucks out of this already. The perfect win is long gone, but still. Quite a few games to take from some extra cash from both of these players. Nice save once again from Solar. Innovation wanted that drone, but not today, Reaper, not today. Factory already complete. Starting the Hellion production real soon. Third hatchery about to complete for Solar. Now Innovation going in once again with the Reaper. Just to check the timing on that third base. See what's up. See if there's any tech revealed. But overall, Solar has been able to hide his tech pretty effectively throughout these throughout the games. We're gonna have Overlord speed on the way. Solar probably thinking that he has lost quite a bit of Overlords in this series. Especially if Innovation tries to go for a Viking opener, but this time he's gonna do the Banshee dance once again. So we might see yet another Hellbat Banshee push. Overlord dies. Oof. Barely makes it out alive. Yeah, definitely that speed kicking in. Proving to be useful already. Third command center. On the way for Innovation. Looking for that tech explosion. And we are actually not going to see a Banshee. That was kind of a diversion. Once again, Innovation with the mind games. They're going to go for Liberator here. And Liberator has proven to be very useful for Innovation when it is undetected. But in this case, I believe Solar saw the mind games there. He did rescout that starport just to make sure that what he was seeing was correct. But once again, Innovation trying to lie to his face. run by. It gets it caught in this kind of weird spot over here. Nice coverage there from Solar. Actually, Innovation managing to line up quite a few workers, but just getting 5. And I mean, losing 5 as opposed to losing 11 is definitely on the better side of things. Oh, we're actually going to see a Spire over here from Solar. So once again, the Zerg player is going to try to make these Mutalisks happen, but he does need to be more present on the map and definitely more aggressive with the harassment if he wants to capitalize on that unit. Innovation holding door right on time. Once I get yet another scout, Solar definitely being more diligent with the scouts this game. Probably thinking Innovation has been able to sneak quite a few things he was not expecting in this series, so a little bit more scout won't hurt for sure. Now 4th base on the way. And we are going to have bailing speed once again. Innovation going for that drop. There are some spotter overlords already set up. It's going to be a matter of reaction time. Solar pretty far out into his 3rd base. So we'll see if he catches this on time. Let's see the reaction over there. Now Solar getting triggered to pull everything out of here. And Innovation just respecting his opponent. Well-timed reaction from Solar. So probably gonna go just for some creep hunting over here. Nice denial there from the Zerg player. Once again, Solar just pursuing this drop to the very end, actually dwindling the forces quite a bit there. Just three Marines remain in those medevacs, so yeah, no longer the drop you want. Mutalisks starting to pour in. There is no detection on this side. Could easily swing by, you know, deny the stuff. But also Solar just being pretty respectful of what's going on. Oh, brilliant spread. Look at that. Masterful execution there. Triggering all Widow Mines. Not losing much. Innovation once again moving, this time with a larger army. They may be looking to do some damage over here, but just Solar, look at that creep spread already making its way. Almost reaching the middle of the map. Protecting this really nice diagonal over here. But Innovation sees it. Innovation sees the dark. He's actually going to go for the top-hand side, try to swing by with some damage. A little bit of hesitation there. Just wants to get all his forces ready. Multi-pronged assault is coming. And look at the Star Sense, guys. The reaction is absolutely spectacular with the Mutalisk there from Solar. Ooh, but the Widow Mines, nice transfuse there, saving the Queen. Save your sisters! F movement once again in the bottom left-hand side of the map. Solar reacting, and just Innovation, I mean, trying to hit at multiple places at once, but just not getting that overextension. A lot of damage there was done by the Widow Mines. Innovation managing to keep a lot of this alive. But Solar's gonna go in pursuit of this drop, which I think is the right thing to do right now. Nice round there over all of the bio, and he ends up losing the entirety of this drop. But now we see a really strong push over here from Innovation on that 4th base. There are quite a bit of Widow Mines set up over here. There are more reinforcements also coming from the back, but all the Widow Mines have been detonated, and this bio looks extremely weak right now. And Solar once again going in pursuit of the medevacs with those Mutalisks. He's actually going to get 2 of the medevacs. He's probably going to get the 3rd one, and this is basically cleaned up. Solar definitely showing defending this with tooth and claw. Solar massing up his units, being extremely patient. He doesn't want to engage these forces too soon. They're trying to go for a run by, but just not finding an opening there. Now we see the Mutalisks that are contesting this turret here, but nice repairs there from Innovation, and now Solar finds a very exposed production line right now. The reaction of Innovation is actually pretty good there, and we do have another engagement happening in the top, in the right-hand side of the map. But another pickoff is forced here, and Solar just trying to edge his way forward. The creep is coming in. The forces are also making their way, and snipes two medevacs, two completely loaded medevacs. There are more medevacs that are trying to come in. The bio is good, at least for now. Two medevacs survive. Innovation trying to hold on to dear life, and this time not being able to take as many bases as he has taken in the previous games. And actually, Solar already leading by 2 bases as well. It's taking that 5th and 6th hatchery. Nicely done there by the Zerg with a much stronger, much more confident approach to this game. And once again, trying to roll in through the flank. Nice spreads there, but actually Innovation managing to absorb all of that damage. Once again, the Mutalisks trying to swing by, and now he might do a little bit of an interception here with all of his forces, but the Widowmines are already sieged up, so still trying to find that angle of assault. He knows Innovation's splits are pretty strong. Operating the +3 tiers. +3 is going to complete beforehand for the Terran, so definitely a nice timing here to hit. There's quite a few seconds still for a +1 million carapace for Solar, so Innovation pushing forward here using that 2-2 power, but he can't find the army here. Might as well just go for this hatchery probably. That's what he's going to do right now, but also Solar trying to go for the counterattack, but there's quite a bit of defense here from Innovation. Innovation has enough time to probably take this base as well, trying to split the Banelings there, and the Widowmines have been dealt with, so Solar now can chase this down with no fear. Muta's coming in, forces a move drop here from Innovation, but just taking a lot of the units, and Innovation once again with another push, but there is a defense here for Solar as well. He does have Banelings and Ultras there, and Solar takes this game. Okay, this is what Solar was trying to do with the Banelings, the Zerglings, and the Mutas. I understand it now. Sorry for my limited Terran vision. But really nicely done there by Solar. Taking his 3rd game this time, securing 60 bucks. Give us the money. For everyone who is here this morning, thank you so much for watching. Morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is for you. Facebooka, welcome to the chat. And we are on the 10th map of this series. Already number 10, this has gone by also very quickly. Action-packed best of 11. Innovation versus Solar. And let's see who takes this map. We're gonna be back in Pillars of Gold. And here we go, guys. Spawning in the top right-hand side of the map, we have the Blue Zerg. He is Solar. And in the bottom left, we have the Red Terran. He is Innovation. Innovation once again with the attempt at a proxy. But the scouting overlord is so strong. Scouting is strong in this one. Oh, but will he miss it? Just by a bit, probably. He might turn around. This little guy might turn around and see it. He's barely out of the way. Oh, jeez. Is this gonna go uncontested, guys? This is very likely. We have the first Marine in production. SUV scout. Probably waiting, drop a bunker there. There we go, the structure goes down. But it is going to be supported by both a second SCV and a Marine as well. So the pain is about to be dealt. Worker transfer already coming in. Now the hatchery is complete. Now he sees what's up. Innovation trying to keep those Marines safe. Now the bunker is well and up, completely armed, going for a second bunker as well. This is a very successful proxy from Innovation, doing a lot of damage at this point. Probably Solar is going to try to get some spine crawlers in the main base. But this is starting to look a little bit grim. There's no way of contesting this, at least for now. This hatchery is definitely going to go down, and also the queen that is about to pop out is in danger. So definitely Solar waiting for all of his units to be able to engage this, and he brings in the queens, the drones, the Zerglings. Let's see if Solar can do this defense, if he can pull it off. Now Innovation losing all of his SCVs, but he does have some support from the low ground with these Marines. Definitely will try to get more kills here, but this is a very committal assault from Innovation, which Solar is dealing with quite masterfully, if you ask me. Saving the hatch, holding the line, getting the bunkers. More Marine production coming in. Innovation has to keep the pressure on. He definitely doesn't want a counterattack on his side of the map. He needs to buy some time. Get those units out. Get that CC. More Marines coming in, and now it's time to evacuate. Solar just dealing with this really nicely. Oh, but this is a nice pick-off here from Innovation, getting a lot of those Zerglings, so the defense is a little bit on the low side for Solar. This might have been kind of an overextension. I think he should have definitely stayed in his base there. Ooh, the queen is barely making it out alive. Now the drone's trying to support there, but the target fire on the Zerglings is quite good. But yeah, now this bio is pretty bruised. I mean, he's gonna try to go maybe for one extra drone kill. But yeah, there's not enough anymore to hold this. Yeah, someone call an ambulance for this Marine. Yep, not quite there. On time. Two barracks flying in, and we are going to see a tech lab from the starport over here. Let's see if Innovation decides to use that tech or just to swap. He's actually going to go and start with Banshee production. But is it a trick though? Because there comes the Overlord Scout, so he will see this. Catches the tech there, but I mean, it's just so close to complete. And he is going to finish the Banshee now, which is going to go straight for the third base location. Very important right now for Innovation to get some harassment done. And it seems that the Terran is pretty well off to actually transition out of his initial proxy. Solar just really invested right now in trying to secure his bases. Now we have the Hellion movement. Let's see if Innovation can get something done with these. The Banshees are also on the ready as well, but this time they're going to go for the main while the Hellions harass the third base. I think this might be quite effective if done correctly, now forcing the overextension there, but Solar does have a detection in every single base, so definitely this is not going to go uncontested. No damage probably is going to be allowed for the Terran. Ooh, and now getting this hatchery fairly on the low right now. Is there enough energy for a transfuse? Yeah, there is. Okay. Okay, everyone can breathe now. Solar's got this. Come on. Who are we to doubt this, man? Spire coming in for Solar. Both of these players once again going back to the macro mode. Just Innovation not being able to do to get much done at this point with his harassment, but this drop might want to say otherwise. There are some overloads already pretty nicely spread over there, so the reaction from Solar might be very timely, especially if they cross paths. I kind of think they did. If they didn't, it was probably by a couple of pixels, but now Solar's going to see this coming in with the overload. There's a couple of spores as well already set up. So yeah, Innovation definitely not going for that one, not worth. Terran trying to move forward with the Widow Mines. Solar actually sniping one of them, and Innovation is going to try to get a little bit of a footing on this ramp. Oh, but yeah. Yeah, the medevac, damn. Definitely not a favorable trade for the Terran once again. Once again, trying to go for a multi-prong assault. Trying to do something with both of these medevacs, but this medevac's definitely lost. That's going to get cleaned up. Possibly here having a little bit of an opportunity, but the reaction time for Solar is spectacular at this point. Just not allowing any workers. No workers shall die. More Banelings on the way for Solar, just with a really solid defense at this point, and actually nice here, chasing down the medevacs, and he's gonna be able to take both of them out. Oh, why do you make me look so bad, Innovation, with your insane control? Okay, now he takes it down. Yeah, but this counterattack looks really, really strong. Really nice Baneling connections here. Look like he will be able to do it. Even with the workers, even connecting with the workers would be absolutely great. This counterattack from Solar is just so strong at this point. Has a nice footing over here over the production. Now we see a Thor here. This might help with the defense, but there's quite a few units to connect with. There are Banelings morphing in the natural base, and GG Solar bringing it back. Bringing the hurt back to Innovation. Nicely done there by the Zerg, winning game number 10. And we're up to what might be our last map of today, of this best of 11. Guys, I just have to tell you. Now, I'll tell you after this game, yeah. It's better if I tell you after this game. Everything will be absolutely fine. Anyway, guys, we are ready with our next map. We're gonna return to Romanticide. This is Innovation versus Solar. Innovation leading this 2-4. 6-4. What am I even talking about? Jumped it back in time there. I'm sorry, guys. I've been up since 6 a.m. This is the early morning talking. Anyway, guys, here we go. And it is time to introduce our players spawning in the top left-hand side of the map with 4 points. That means 80 bucks in his pocket. He is Solar. Spawning in the bottom right, we have the Red Terran with 120 bucks. He is Innovation. The hatch is up. The barracks is on the way. The odds are in whoever's favor at this point. Both of these players have displayed amazing StarCraft today. And this is it, guys. This is the game that seals the deal. Overlord's moving in. They know it's coming. They know it's here. Even the Reaper knows he's not even born yet. So here we go, Innovation once again with the SCV Scout. Solar definitely looked for that proxy, but not this time. Not this time, my friend. Rest easy. Reaper Scout coming in, and Solar is actually going to take the forward base location. Ooh, but wait a second. Just wait a bit. Okay. Yeah, hiding that worker, making sure he doesn't get sniped by the Reaper. The knowledge of the timing is so strong here. Innovation. Persisting way more aggressively with that Reaper, but now the Queen is out. Peace has come to the land once again. Third command center on the way, third hatchery almost done. This has been a certain clash of titans between these players. And Solar has definitely risen from the ashes, like a phoenix. But right now in game number 11, it's down. It's down. Solar definitely wants to take this one. Once again, Innovation about to poke with these units. Oh, but just the defense from Solar has been spot on every single time. Every single time. The sacrificial Overlord coming in. There was never hope for you. Cloak on the way once again, so we are going to see some Banshee play coming in. Innovation probably trying to be a bit more effective with this. Terran now taking that third base. Second Banshee on the way, and we're gonna see some Baneling Nest play once again. No return of the roaches this time. Cloak about to finish. So seeing that first push real soon. Let's see if he does a coordinated attack once again, or if he's gonna just bring all the units here. The armory is halfway done, so we still have a couple of seconds before the coming of the Hellbats. So just clearing up these rocks, he needs more avenues of both attack and defense. Units coming in for innovation, preparing for that first timing attack. Lots of Hellbats are coming in. Definitely gonna need that spread. There are some Banelings morphing because Innovation is actually gonna find them before they complete. Innovation targets them. Now the flank is up, and really nice spread there. Actually manages to buffer a lot of the damage that was done, but I think the Hellbats were kind of spread too thin. And Solar manages once again to defend this attack. Innovation definitely not happy with the outcome of that. We are going to have a transition into Spire from the Zerg. So definitely Solar in a really nice position right now. Yeah, just Innovation not being allowed to do any of his shenanigans anymore. Still, the Terran's probably trying to go for some sort of a run by, or just have some creep cleanup, because yeah, definitely needs it. Solar really nicely doing the creep spread throughout the games. Taking most of those early, so just a nice pick up there, but there's no reason why he should sacrifice the Hellions. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do an innovation. Cruel. The Banshee's trying to come in, but I mean, there's detection already in the bases. The Mutas are onto them, so there's not much that these Banshees will be able to do. Actually, losing both of them almost instantly. Yeah, it's the best of 11, guys, but we have to play all the way through. Each map is worth 20 bucks for each of the players. Perfect wins are worth 300, but Solar did not allow that to happen. Oh, nice Widowing connection there. Just Innovation, really good at hiding his Widow Mines in the proper locations. +1/+1 about to complete for infantry. So Terran probably looking for that second timing. Once again, the Muta's trying to swing by, but just finding a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. And here comes a big push from Innovation. Actually sending that Reaper forward, really smart from him. Trying to bait those Mutalisks into even more hurt. And here comes the army supply once again. One of them, Widowmine's actually managing to burrow. Innovation trying to step in and zone out some of the Mutalisks here, but I think he's kind of trying to look for a rotation right now. I mean, there are no bases on the top hand side of the map, so not much sacrifice done there, but still. Okay, so now hatcheries being taken right now, so probably Innovation anticipating this, but also Solar just going for the defense right now through that position. Innovation once again stepping in and out, kind of doing the engagement dance. Another big army moving in for innovation. And the middle of the map is about to be set ablaze now. Some of the units stemming forward. Innovation finding the army now for Solar. Now boldly stepping onto creep, very close to the escape route, but still just moving in some of the Widow Mines to try to mitigate a little bit of the Baling count that Solar's got going on, because this army is pretty huge. Really nice connections there from the Baling. So this is, I think, enough of a deterrent to just force innovation to at least wait for a little bit. Now the Mule is trying to do some damage in the third base and actually finding quite a few supply depots exposed. Even flying by a couple of Widow Mines which were not able to connect. Oh, but this mineral line is just so open! And the production as well. Now we have a reaction there with the Thor. This is going to be more than enough to defend this. We do have Bio streaming in as well. Innovation still rallying his units in the middle of the map. So still looking for that push, managing a really nice defense in his main base. So good job here by the Terran, still pushing forward pretty strong, sending all of the Widow Mines and Marauders to the front to try to buffer some of that damage, actually taking a lot of the Baling hits with the Widow Mines and Marauders as well. There's more reinforcements coming in. Once again, the Marauders stepping forward, trying to snipe this space. He's actually probably going to be able to do it here, doing a lot of damage, but still there's a lot of Baling streaming in, and Innovation is just having an absolute control of this engagement. Once again, more Balings morphing in, but now there's less and less Marauders as time goes by. Solar trying to in for another swing, and he actually finds this main base quite exposed. A little bit of a hesitation there from Innovation. Once again, engagement into the Balings, but Solar just needs more and more Balings. Marauder is just doing a really good job buffering all that damage. Really nice target fire there from Innovation. Just trying to get the most out of his units. Once again, just getting that hatchery, but now he has to pick up and leave because this is starting to get a little bit scary with the amount of Balings there. But I think this is a job well done for the Terran. In the meantime, more Mule is trying to do more damage over here, and actually going to be able to take a decent amount of depots here. Now actually gnawing away at the supply cap for Innovation. But still, Innovation with enough time to react. He got a hatchery, he got what he wanted, and now he can take his fifth base pretty confidently. Once again, Innovation stepping forward into yet another base, placing all those Widow Mines forward. Once again, Banling's rolling in, trying to even get some friendly fire off, but really nice target fire there once again. The Banling's just rolling into the Thor, actually managing to take it down, but just, it takes a lot of Banlings right now to take the Thor down. Once again, another Widow Mine connection comes in. Really nice pick off there by Innovation, just taking a lot of those units, actually managing to take a Queen as well. And now more Banelings will try to roll in, but there's a couple of Marauders here sent forward. Nice splits there, just pre-splitting all of the units. More reinforcements coming in. There's also a tank on the way here, but there's quite a bit of units now from Solar, so definitely needed more reinforcements, faster reinforcements. The Thor definitely will have to evacuate these positions. At least Solar didn't manage to find it, so it will actually be able to make it out alive. But still, really nice engagement there. This one way better for the Zerg, for sure. At least managing to maintain that base up and running. Medivacs is trying to pick up, but just not finding the right one. All of them are pretty bruised at this point, with the exception of maybe a couple of them just came in. Again, another sim forward, more Widow Mines coming in. This base is pretty exposed as well. The workers are also on the run now, but there's a huge run by over here, but there's also quite a bit of defense for Innovation. Innovation just doing a great job at attacking and both defending at the same time with almost, let's say, equal success at this point, which is really, really nice for the Terran. So we're trying to find another flank here, but there's more units coming in, defending this position. And just the amount of command centers and planetaries that Innovation has been able to secure. I mean, this one will probably get cancelled, but still, I mean, it's not complete yet. It could still be helped there. Ooh, but the Thor drop was actually really good, and now we have more action there in the middle of the map. Now we have Ultralist production coming in with upgrades as well, so this might help. But I mean, Innovation just going in so strong. There's so many Marauders here at the front, and this base is definitely going to be sniped here. Now the Ultra's trying to roll in with the Banelings, trying to get as much damage as possible, but there's a lot of Widow Mines here, and a lot of them connecting really nicely against all of the Banelings here. The Ultras roll in once again, and now they find a dwindling force, so this is the opportunity for Solar to probably go for a counterattack, but there's a lot of defense for Innovation, so he can't just go in and do damage on the other side of the map. He does need to hold these positions. I mean, that hatchery, if you look at it funny, it will die, for sure. Solar rotating with this army, but this army looks kind of... I mean, it's okay, but it's okay if the Terran doesn't see it, basically. This is kind of like a hit squad more than an army. Innovation once again massing more and more units. I mean, he's not at all concerned with just letting Solar mass up more stuff. At least that's what he's shown so far. Oh, that Widow Mine connection was so nice. I wish there would have been some extra Marines here. That definitely would have blown out the entirety of the Mutas out of the air. Once again, Solar trying to go for another run bite, but there's a nice defense set up in the third base. I don't even know what this base is anymore. There's just so many bases on the Terran, so many bases on the Zerg. And now the big fight is about to ensue. Once again, Solar trying to find some damage through the top-hand side of the map, but also Innovation is just coming in from the bottom. There's a lot of Banelings here for Solar, but those Liberators are definitely going to help buffer some of the damage here. Those Banelings definitely not having a good day. All of them are going to actually be sniped, probably. There we go. Nice target fire there once again. Oh, but Solar actually managing to take one of the bases here and probably forcing a cancel on that command center as well. There is another planetary here that is pretty exposed. There's also this attack that Innovation is managing to basically pull off at this point, but there's not enough units there to sustain this. And Solar looks pretty strong right now, actually getting quite a bit of bases here and managing to snipe quite a few workers. Nice connection there with Banelings. 49 SCVs going down. Definitely heavy losses for the Terran. Muta swinging in once again, but nice Widow Mines connections there for Innovation. Army supply looking kind of weird at this point. Both of these players just trading pretty aggressively right now. Command center pretty exposed as well. Gotta be careful there. The Terran must hold, but he is on 4 bases and just Solar. With absolutely no shame. 6 hatcheries up. No fear. More units coming in for the Zerg player. And these Widow Mine connections, I mean, they've been so good, just so useful, but for how long? Once again, Innovation trying to make his way to the Zerg base through the middle of the map, but we do see the reaction here from Solar coming from multiple angles at once, trying to hit all of the bio there. Nice Widow Mine connections, but there are no Banelings anymore, so if there are connections here, this could be it, but Solar takes this game.